Hello, Misty from Colombia. I'm dating an older man who's 15 years older than me, and I'm very much in love with him. But recently, he became so aggressive and hit me so bad. I'm still in shock. Honey, my advice is simple. Get the fuck out. The reason I say it that way, plain and simple, bottom line, is in life, we teach people how it's okay to treat us. Meaning, if you meet a stranger on the bus and he, pushes your stuff off the chair, and you're like, oh, and you pick it up and you're like, it's okay, whatever, he's going to do it tomorrow. And he'll do it again. He might not do it every day, but he'll do it and know that he's going to get away with it because you don't care. And he can pick on you and whatever. And if somebody yells at you or speaks to you in a certain way, and you're like, wait a minute, don't talk to me like that, they're not going to do that again, because they know you are not tolerant and or accepting of that. Now, if a man hits you, there's something wrong with him. Now, I don't know the situation. I don't know what was involved. I don't know if he was on drugs or if he was high or if he was drunk or whatever. Still, those things enhance your true character, and I would be very afraid. You could change the stripes on a tiger, but you can't change it from being a cat. You could spray paint it, dye it, whatever, and be like, oh, it's now a panther. But it's still a cat. The point is simple. If he's capable of hitting you once, he is capable of hitting you again. And he has to know that it is not okay. And I'm telling you this so forcefully because I have been there. I was with an abusive man once myself, and he put me in the hospital 3 different times. The first time, he was very apologetic and very sorry and very blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, he loves me. I'll never do it again. And I went back. And the second time, I was like, he'll never do it again. And I went back. And the third time, I was like, I should have left the first time. And I actually left. The thing is, you can't be emotionally in love with somebody that's capable of hurting and abusing you. That's not love. The fucked up psychotic part is that I actually found myself in an abusive relationship again. Not physically, thank God, but emotionally. And the crazy fucked up part is that I started to long for the moments when he was sweet and tender. Because I didn't realize at the beginning that I was dating an abusive bipolar person. In that every single day we got into crazy fights. Verbal fights, but still fights. You didn't close the bathroom curtain today. You didn't wipe the breadcrumbs off the stove. You didn't whatever. Retarded, insane fights for retarded, insane reasons. But then, we wouldn't speak for a couple hours, and then he would, text me and like, are you mad at me? Please come talk to me. And he's laying in the bedroom or whatever, going to bed. And then I go in there, and there was a change. Like, he became super sweet and very tender, and became the exact opposite in that he was so amazing. And he was like, you don't deserve me, you should leave me. And I'm like, no. And I got to that part where I was like, oh my gosh, I'm dating my ex again. Granted, it's not physical abuse, but it is abuse. And I started to tell myself, he loves me, he cares for me, he doesn't mean it. Which is true. I truly believe that people with this disorder don't mean it. But that doesn't mean they can't get help. You know what I'm saying? And nobody deserves this. Nobody deserves to go through this. There are times when we were dating, I would come home and I didn't want to walk in the door. I was terrified to walk in the door, not knowing what kind of mood he would be in. And worse, if we were having a great day, having a good time, like fun, energy, there was lots of ups, I started to dread those moments because I knew that pretty soon there was going to be a lot of really down moments. And I started walking around on eggshells in my own life. Severe tangent here, and I'm sorry. I realize you're not dating a bipolar person, you're dating a physically abusive person, but my point is, you have to get out. Your health, your safety is the most important thing. And a guy can sweet talk, he can get you roses, he can tell you he's sorry, he can tell you he loves you, and he does mean it. But it doesn't mean he won't put you in the hospital. It doesn't mean he won't almost kill you again. You know, and later, after this, after my situation, I was watching the Oprah episode where the woman got her face blown off because her abusive boyfriend shot her in the face. And that, my life has completely changed since that moment. You know, because yes, I realize that we're all shades of the rainbow, but I don't want to ever get to that extreme. And if anybody mistreats me in that way, red flags go way up. And no. You know, what's that saying? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. You know, there are all kinds of warning signs in a relationship, and being physically abused by your boyfriend is a big red flag. Yeah, my advice is to get out. I know you love him, and you could have a perfect relationship, but if somebody is capable of doing this, I'm just saying your life is much more important. Your safety and your health is much more important. You know, and a lot of people have asked me, Misty, why are you still single? You're such a beautiful and amazing person. I'm like, yeah, but the grass is always green on the other side of the fence, and I've been on the other side of the fence too many times. It's going to take a unique and amazing person to sweep me off my feet again, because I don't need a boyfriend to feel secure. I don't need to be in a relationship to feel like a beautiful and loved person. You know, I don't need that. You know, unfortunately there are a lot of people out there that can't be single because, you know, I don't want people to think there's something wrong with me, I don't have a boyfriend. I'm like, well, bitch, you don't need a boyfriend, you know. And then if you're like jumping into relationships after relationships, you're going to miss your Prince Charming, because when he came along, you probably were in a relationship. You know, and I definitely, I don't know. I do think that I could grow old with someone and, you know, maybe adopt kids or get somebody pregnant and raise a family, but it's going to have to be a really unique one, because there's so many fucked up people out there that I'm not trying to get in a relationship with somebody that is a wackadoodle. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess I have trust issues, bottom line. In that, anyways, I'm totally not talking about the subject anymore, so I'm just going to stop. But you need to take care of yourself. That's my advice. Loving you is easy. Bye.